Greetings, Batavia Mayor Jeff Shelkey speaking to you on Friday, February 18th, 2022. And I don't have a real lot of material to talk about today, but I wanted to do a couple of updates. First of all, I am pleased to report that this past Wednesday night, the Batavia Plan Commission held a hearing and passed the approval process for the Culver's Restaurant, which is planned to be built in Batavia on Randall Road, in the south parking lot area, what formerly was TGI Fridays Restaurant. And they've got a very nice plan that they're presented with drive-through windows and indoor seating and all the conveniences that Culver's has. And they told the Plan Commission at the meeting the other night they hope to start construction here relatively quick. They still have to get the final approval from the City Council. But once they get that going, I guess the plans are ready and they're ready to go. And they hope to be open, by this time next year, not before. So that's the latest from them. I continue to get a lot of comments and questions from people in town about the Shodine project, as they would call it. It's obviously Mr. Shodine has withdrawn the project, but the name kind of stays with the site over there. It's as most of you know, it's the site of the former First Baptist Church over at Washington Avenue and Wilson Street. And I am interested to report that we have had several different folks contact the city and ask a bunch of questions about the site, telling us that they are cogitating about making a proposal of doing some type of downtown redevelopment project on that particular piece of property. And so I'm thinking that when we announce that we're in the market to do this, we may very well have several different firms with different ideas. We are encouraging a mixture of commercial space and residential space with some internal parking and whatever, so that's probably where hopefully it goes. The final decision on what happens there rests entirely with the 14 members of the Batavia City Council, so they will have to sit in, hear the proposals, talk amongst themselves. It'll be a public debate, obviously, it'll open to the public, and then the council at the end of the day will make the final decisions as to what project they will select to be constructed on that property. So that's something to look forward to in the future. We do have quite a bit of, as I say, lots of reputable companies, I would tell you, that have stepped forward and said, well, we're going to do an examination of the site and look at its topography and its size and the availability of all the infrastructure, which is all there. And they're going to be hopefully making some nice proposals to us. So we're optimistic that that's going to happen. I'm also very pleased with the actions I'm seeing both from the Batavia Chamber of Commerce and from Batavia Main Street. They seem to be gearing themselves up for a pretty revitalized summer season, and we're very pleased to see this because with the COVID that we've dealt with for the past 2 years, it's kind of brought things down a little bit and slowed things down. And we are hopeful that we're going to be returning the summer season to a very vibrant and action-packed summer seasons for Batavia. Also, I would like to just make note that I've had several different people comment to me recently that they truly feel like living in Batavia, there's a lot of nice things that happen to you, but one of the true blessings is the easy availability and location of all the hospital medical facilities that are serving Batavia. And I recently checked over the dispatch records to see, what hospitals were getting the most activity, and it was very apparent there are 4 in the area that Batavia people want to go to. Those are Rush Copley in Aurora, Mercy Center in Aurora, Northwestern Hospital in Geneva, and Central DuPage Hospital in Winfield. And those are the ones that really crank the business out. There seems to be a very strong amount of business going to the Northwestern Hospital in Geneva, and I'm sure a lot of that is just because of its Tri-City location and the fact that many Batavians work there and have friends there, and the hospital has a good reputation, as they all do. But that's the one that's easiest for people who are carted away in an ambulance, can then get easy for their family and friends to find them and whatever. So That's the hospital that we get a lot of transports to. But all four of them are great cooperative venues for our town, and I'm feeling very fortunate that Batavia is surrounded by such a strong medical community. And I know several people have told me they bought houses in Batavia because of the strength of the medical world that surrounds us both north, south, and east. So we are very, 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 very fortunate to have that. It's interesting the number of people that use the hospitals for various medical examinations and treatments. I was talking to some people just yesterday who were telling me they were going in today and have some testing done, and we're optimistic they were going to come out okay, but they're looking after themselves, and that is a true blessing when people step forward and really try to maintain their health. And so I get very pleased when I come downtown and stand on the Riverwalk here along Houston Street or Batavia Avenue and see all these people out walking their dogs and running and enjoying the outside area. And then I appreciate the great, enormous value that the Depot Pond has really presented to the life of Batavia, and it gives so many people in town the idea that they can come out and walk along the river and enjoy the amenities of that. They can also enhance their health by walking in that area. And there's just a whole bunch of positive things that happened. I would note that having been here a long time, and back in the days when I was a newspaper reporter, I can remember sitting in on several city council meetings back in the 1970s before I was a mayor, and there was heated debates going on about whether the city of Batavia should buy the island area and should they start to restore the pond, and even discussions about building the Riverwalk. And there's a lot of people I could name. Now, if I started naming, I'd forget some that deserve to be named, so I'm just going to say we had a really great spirit in this town to put all that together and to create it and make it something of a shining star in downtown Batavia, and how fortunate we are that we have that to, if nothing else, pass it on to future generations so all those folks can appreciate it. But I think back to all the consternation and grief and opposition that some of those ideas generated for a while in front of the city council and the plan commission. And I'm very pleased that the city councils and the mayors, and specifically Mayor Arthur Swanson and Robert Brown, who took a lot of flack about that, held their guns and got that thing built. And we today are very blessed that we have the Riverwalk and the Depot Pond as part of our downtown. So Batavia has done the right thing on several occasions, and I think that what we have here today shows that. So I think that's all I want to say for this week. I wish you all a good week, and I will look forward to talking to you over the week, or seeing you if we run into each other in the store, or you can call me on the phone, send me a text. There's lots of news that I can always appreciate knowing, and I thank all those who make a real good effort to keep me informed as to what really should be the priorities in my life and what I should do to, put smiles on the faces of my many friends that I greatly enjoy that are part of Batavia. So with that sentiment, I end today, and have a good week.